Hi, I'm Kara. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be reading my bookshelf and unhauling as many books as I can. I'm going to be brutal, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. I don't even know where to start. Do you see all these books just stacked on top of each other? And this mess. And this is another situation we're going to handle today too. That's what this is for. I have taken my magazines and stuff and decorative books off that shelf so I can put some jelly cats up there because it's not working on my chair anymore. And also, I now have Legos on top of the bookshelf, so that lost more decorative space for my other things. I just wanted to look nicer, and also going to reorganize my system of like TBR shelf, because right now the big shelves are all books that I have read, plus this shelf and the Emily Henry books here, and then the rest of the shelf down are all unread books. But I think what I want to do is like have some of my favorites on these three shelves and across, and then like the bottom two shelves all the way across will be my TBR shelf, because I still want to keep them separated, but I want like some nicer shelves for my special editions. I have 3 special edition books, so I want one on each of these shelves, and then the rest I have no idea. I'm gonna start unhauling things because I think that'll be easiest to get rid of them first, and then I don't have to worry about them later. We're gonna start with books I've read already because I know some of them for sure. We'll just go shelf by shelf. Usually I wait till the end of the year to do like a big unhaul, but I'm sick of looking at some of these books and I simply don't have space, especially now that I am using that shelf for something else. And I bought a bunch of books for my birthday a couple weeks ago, so my physical TBR count is back up to 1 book less than what it was at the beginning of the year, which is 104. It was 105 at the beginning of the year. I got it all the way down to 98. Now it's back up to 104. So I want that number below 100 at least, which I think we can do. But we're gonna start with books I read. So let's move over here. These first 2 shelves, nothing here. This is all my Addicted series, which I do hope to get back to at some point. Allie Hazelwood, I could get rid of a couple Allie Hazelwoods, but I just want to keep them all together. And those are random ones I do want to keep. Here, keeping Tessa Bailey and Abby Jimenez. And these up here. The rest are my rainbow shelf of random books. I think I highlighted in this one. Yeah, so I'll keep it. I don't think I ended, did I? This year I haven't been annotating as much until I know that I actually like the book. Okay, we have our first 2. Every Summer After by Collier Fortune. I just read this last month, 2 months ago maybe. It was okay. It was decent. I think I gave it 3 stars, 3.5. I don't know. I'm never gonna read it again though. So bye-bye. And then Twisted Love by Anna Huang. Previously in unhaul videos, I've said I will keep this until I read the rest of the series and decide if I like the rest of the series, and I'll keep it if I like the rest. But at this point in my life, I don't care to split up series, as you'll see later as well. I hate this book with a burning passion. I read it, I think the first year I got back into reading. It's like one of my first darker romance books, or more mature romance books. Hated it, but I think I was being nice because I still hadn't read too much, and I gave it like 2 stars maybe. No, I don't ever want to look at it again. Okay, that's great. Moving on down here. Also keeping everything here. And then over here we have Liz Tom Ford keeping, Sarah Adams keeping, Megan Quinn. I'm getting rid of Royally in Trouble. This is the sequel to Royally Not Ready. I think I gave this 1.5 stars maybe earlier this year, so no need to keep that. Did really like the first one. Hated whatever that was though. We're gonna go down to this shelf, which is more romance on this side, and then YA romance / literary fiction on that side. I'm just not gonna bring the camera down with me. I'll bring the books up to you. There are some. I think it's officially time to get rid of A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. I really liked this book when I read it, but that was 4 years ago now, when I was closer to the age of the characters in high school, so it didn't feel as weird. But now I'm 23 and it feels a little strange to keep this when I know I'm never going to read it again, and it's a high school bully romance book, so we're going to get rid of that. Keeping Elsie Silver. I'm gonna make some people mad with this one. I think I'm gonna get rid of Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I'm pretty sure there's a vlog of me reading this book somewhere on the channel. I think I was a little bit too nice because I know everyone loves this book. The ending pissed me off so bad, and I'm finally ready to get rid of it. Also, on the Christina Lauren note, I'm gonna get rid of The True Love Experiment. Wait, I hope I didn't annotate Love and Other Words. Shoot, I did. Okay, well, no one can be mad at me right now for getting rid of it because I annotated it, so I'm not going to get rid of it, I guess. Never mind. But I know for a fact I did not annotate this. I read it mostly on the Kindle. This is the sequel to Soulmate Equation, which I really enjoyed, but this just fell off for me, so I don't need to keep it. I tell you I'm being brutal. I am being brutal. I'm going to my Julia Olivia collection, and I'm going to get rid of Off the Hook and Out with the Tide. This is her 2nd series that she did. I love the Honeywood Park series. Forever keeping that. Absolutely love that series. This one didn't hit the same marks for me, especially this one. And I don't even know if I'm ever going to read the third one. It's been out for a while and haven't had any desire to read it. So these are just taking up space on my shelves. I know I'm never going to read them. If I wanted to reread a Julia Olivia book, I would read Honeywood Park series again, not these, unfortunately. And then I'm keeping everything over on this shelf, the YA/literary fiction shelf. We have dystopian and thrillers. So we're gonna go through thrillers first. I don't know how many there's gonna be. I'm gonna get rid of Tell Me What Really Happened by Chelsea Sidoti. I read this in one sitting on a road trip. I really enjoyed it. It's told just through interviews of the characters. YA. Really enjoyed it, but I'm never gonna read it again. Alright, and then keeping dystopian, because last time I got rid of the second half of Shatter Me and second half of Selection series, so that's covered. Those were the only ones that like I didn't need to keep. Down at the very bottom, we have more fiction, literary fiction, and fantasy. Should I save the big bye-bye for the end? Sure. This one, I'm pretty sure this is my first read of the year, and I'm pretty sure I also gave it 1 star. My lowest rated book of the year so far. This was sent to me by Valentine PR, I think, last Christmas season, but I didn't read it until this Christmas season. This was, in my opinion, not good. So sorry. So, it's going bye-bye. I will put it in a little free library since it was sent to me for free. Everything else though will be on my PangoBooks by the time this video goes out. If anyone questions why I have both hardback and paperback copies of different books, mind your business. They're my favorite books. I will not be getting rid of one copy. Keeping all John Green and the Colleen Hoover that I've read. Let me live. So that's the big shelves. And then over here we just have Lauren Asher collection. Again, don't question why I have multiple copies of the same series. Down here, Emily Henry, keeping. Now we get into TBR. So some of these I know I'm gonna get rid of, and then some I'm gonna pull off the shelf and read the back and see if I want to keep them. Completely just forgot to show you the final fantasy books I'm gonna get rid of that I've read before we move on to the TBR pile. I'm gonna get rid of Powerful, Reckless, and Fearless. I'm keeping Powerless because I really did enjoy that book. I gave it 4 stars. One of the first books I read this year, I think. And no, my last vlog I was reading Reckless, and it was okay. I think I gave it 3 stars. I did really enjoy Powerful, and honestly, do I keep this one? It's so cute and I love this cover. Maybe I'll keep Powerful. I did really like this for a novella. I'll keep this one. But this book can also burn. What was this? This took me over a month to read. I finished it sometime last month, like 3 weeks ago maybe. But it took me like a month and a half to read because I just didn't want to pick it up or keep reading it once I started reading it. Like, I was so over it. It did not need to be this long. Anyways, these 2 can go because I'm never going to read them again. Sorry, for I realized I didn't show you those ones. I had already pulled out books from the physical TBR to read the backs of, so I'll show you those now. This is the romance pile. The Bachelor by Marty Mann. If I want to read this series, I'm pretty sure it's on Kindle Unlimited. Was sent this by Valentine PR, so again we'll go in a little free library. Another one I was sent by Valentine, Dating the Defensive Back, football romance. I don't love football romance, and I don't see myself getting to this anytime soon. Little free library it goes. The Dating There by JC Lee. I've had this for years and just haven't gotten to it, so off it goes. Two Wrongs Make a Right by Chloe Leese. I DNF'd this like 100 pages in, but I decided to keep it because I thought I would come back to it, but it's been like a year and I haven't come back to it, so it's gonna go now. My favorite Half Night Stand by Christina Lauren. I just don't think I'm a huge Christina Lauren fan anymore. The only book of theirs that I do have some desire to read is The Paradise Problem, but I did get that as an arc a while ago and just never got to it, so I do always have that downloaded on my Kindle in case I want to read it, so that way I can read it first before buying a physical copy because I don't like it. Another one I've had for years and kept because I heard one person say it was good is How to Break a Boy by Laurie DeVore. I just am not into YA romance anymore. Same thing goes for this. Bookish and the Beast by Ashley Poston. Haven't read any books by her. I have the 7-year slip. Haven't read yet, but again, YA. I don't think I'll like it. I'm also going to get rid of the 3 other Colleen Hoover books I have in my collection that I haven't read yet, which is Heartbones, Confess, and November 9. I've had these probably for 2 years now. I haven't touched them or thought to read them. Initially I thought I would because these are the only 3 that of hers left that I hadn't read that I was still interested in reading. These 2 because I think I might possibly like them if I actually read them. This one because I just wanted to see what everyone hates about it. But at this point, I don't care to read these anymore. There's so much more I'd rather read. So for fantasy, I just have The Cruel Prince difference. I know a lot of people love it, but I don't know. It doesn't sound that intriguing to me. So I'm not a huge fancy person. If you hear that, my mom is upstairs doing something in her closet with a power drill. And she's probably putting in hooks or something. So if you hear that, sorry. And then finally I have 2 thrillers, both by Rachel Hawkins, The Wife Upstairs and The Villa. I read Reckless Girls, I think last year or the year before, and hated it. And I told myself I'd give these 2 a chance because I have already purchased them. But at this point, I have so many thrillers, both on my physical TBR and also in my mind, that I don't own yet that I want to read. So I'm going to go ahead and count how many I have on the TBR left. I got my TBR down to 88 books. That's crazy for me. Plus getting rid of 11 books I've already read and 14 books I haven't read yet. That's crazy. Okay, that's good. That's what I wanted. Right now, what I'm going to do is I like to start fresh when I redo my bookshelves, meaning take everything off and then put everything back. So what I'm going to start with, first I need to clear off this pile of books to get rid of. Then I'm going to start taking off all the little knickknacks and the jelly cats and stuff and putting them on my bed and my chair. Then I'm going to take off all the books on my shelf and organize them in genre. The only thing I'm not going to take off the shelf is my Lauren Asher collection because I'm just going to rearrange some things. I'm keeping it as it is. I just need to make some more space, which I already know how I'm going to do that. So that'll be the first thing we do after I take everything off. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this alone for right now and come back to it. And while we do that, we are going to watch some F1 because today's Saturday. I need to watch practice 3 and the qualifying race. So I'm gonna get that pulled up and start taking things off the shelf.
At least one of their cars.
Not Anthony Mackie in the Ferrari garage. It always looks so much nicer with the knickknacks taken off, but now it's time to take the books off the shelf. And I will not have any walking space left, so this should be fun.
I don't know why he lifted off the throttle, but he did. I've seen the data.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these books off the shelf by myself and I'll come back to you once I start rearranging things. As you can see, I have most books off the shelf. The only thing I don't are the fantasies, dystopians down there because I have no more space on the floor. I need to leave myself a little bit of a walking path. This is literally all the room I have right here. So we're gonna work on some of the top shelves so I can get a lot of these books off the floor and then we can go back to fantasy and such. I'm going to start with this Lauren Asher shelf because it's the least amount of stuff I have to change about it. Now that the cards are on, this new release editions of Dirty Air, I want to keep standing up this way so that the car is correct on the spines. I've put all my other copies stacked here. I do have the special edition of Throttled, which I would love to display, but I don't think I have enough room to display both of these. And this one's easier to stand up on its own to display. So I think what I'm gonna do, the only thing I'm really gonna change is I'm going to move my older copies of the fine print terms and conditions below this stack to make more space over here. I'm also gonna push all my books back a little bit further into the shelf than they were before, so I have more space to put stuff, knickknacks, on the shelf. Yes, I have 4 copies of Redeemed. No, I don't want to hear anything about it. They all have their reasons. Fine print in the middle here, and that should be enough space for Love Arranged, which comes out later this month. We have my Santi pin, and then Ferrari, which I did buy this one before I got into F1 for Bandini, but now I'm into F1, so it's back to Ferrari. There, got McLaren and Williams. Don't ask me what I'm gonna do when I get more, because there's simply not room for them anywhere. And then I have my little mini Ferrari, which can go back up top here. That already looks so much nicer. Also, I'm gonna put my little croissant, because I named him Charles. And I have a good handful of Jellycats that I've named after book characters. I'm going to try my best to fit them next to the books that they're named after. I know one at least is not going to be able to do that, but the rest are smaller ones, so I think I can do that. So we're going to put Charles with Dirty Air. The shelf's done. Moving on. I think I'm only going to do these 3 shelves because they're like the special edition shelves with you. I'll do like a montage for the rest. So this one's Emily Henry shelf, and I don't know what else yet. So I'll leave that for later. This really not gonna move anything. Just do them all back a bit. My Beach Read special copy. This is Gus, named after Gus from Beach Read. But he's so thick and chunky that he literally takes up the whole shelf space. So I'll leave him there for now. This is the one that I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work to put him on the shelf with his character book. Honestly, with how many books I got rid of, it might be a possibility now that he gets to stay on the shelf. So we'll see. Leaving him here for now. I don't know what I'm gonna put right here yet. This is my new thriller shelf. I have this beautiful copy of Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I have 2 copies of reprints of Rachel Price because I want to display one of the covers under the dust jacket. This one is signed, but I want to display this as well. I'm currently reading Not Quite Dead Yet, so I'm just going to use it as a placeholder because this will be going on the shelf within the next week, so I want to make sure there's a spot for it. So I think I'm going to start with this on the end. Not Dead Yet. For a nice little Holly Jackson moment. This is Pip the pig, named after Pip from Good Girl's Guide, so she'll go right here. That did take up a lot more space than I thought it would. We're gonna put the Frida stack. These are just the ones I've read. I think I have 3 others in my TBR pile. So we're just gonna put them here for now. And then only one doesn't fit on the stack, so I'll just put it here for right now. I still have Jennifer Lynn Barnes and a couple other random thrillers I'll put in this little cubby. Here's how this shelf is looking so far right now. Again, no idea what I'm going to put here. Maybe the Tessa Bailey, Abby Jimenez. Those are currently my special edition shelves. And those bottom 2 shelves probably will be TBR books. I'm going to move on to here now, but I'm only going to get a couple clips because it's going to take forever. Still watching the practice race. There's 40 minutes left of it, and then gonna get in the qualifying race. Hopefully I'm done by the end of that because I don't want to be working on this any longer than that, honestly. I'll check in with you in a bit, and then at the end of the video I'll do like kind of a tour of the shelf.
What he's trying to feel here, Crofty, is the balanced difference of what he does.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so hungry, I might have to take a lunch break. Don't look at that over there, please. Okay, we're getting somewhere. All of my red books I'm keeping are officially on the shelf. So now I have all of this and these 2 shelves for TBR books. I'm just gonna move all of these up.
So as Lance Stroll goes 4th fastest and now on the soft tyre, Aston Martin may be confirming.
I think I have space to turn this outwards and display this. I'm gonna try that. See how it works. Again, don't ask me why I have multiple copies of the series. Like I said, all the red books are officially on the shelf. So I have this whole bottom shelf right here and then these 2 to fill with TBR books, which I think is gonna be enough. I will make it work. I am very happy with how it's looking right now. Obviously things are gonna have to rearrange as I read TBR books and put them with the right series or author and genre and such. I'm gonna take a little break and eat lunch because I'm starving, and then I will come back, finish putting the TBR books on the shelf, and then put all my little trinkets and knickknacks and plushies back on the shelves. Then I will give you a little rundown overview of the whole shelf. I also need to take care of the Jellycat shelf, so maybe we'll do that together. The shelves are done. Also finished watching qualifying. Charles is starting P1. I feel like I manifested it by wearing this today. I'm gonna give you a like full overview of what it looks like, and we'll go shelf by shelf. Okay, so here's how it's looking. I didn't touch up there because I didn't have anything to redo or anything. Here's the rest. So everything up top is red, and then the bottom 2 shelves plus that shelf is TBR. Up here, this shelf is my Disney books and comic books and stuff. Okay, I've read everything on the left side, and then most of it's on the right side. The gallery wall. And we have the first bookshelf. This is IKEA Billy bookshelves. Got some Legos up there, my Lilo and Stitch stuff. The Jellycat shelf. Then the Lauren Asher shelf. So we've got Dirty Air, Dreamland Billionaires, and Lakefront Billionaires, plus her holiday book with the cars. This Emily Henry / summary shelf. So we have Emily Henry books, my Beach Read special edition, we have Gus. And then it felt too plain in the back, so I added 2 other little friends and a plant back there. Then my Tessa Bailey and Abby Jimenez books. Next, I think this might be my favorite shelf just because the whole color scheme goes together so well. This is like my favorite thrillers shelf. Basically, it's just Holly Jackson, Frida McFadden. So we have all my Frida books stacked up there. My little caterpillar, Heimlich. Oh, I just noticed that I have the 2 Bugs Life Jellycats. So we have Heimlich and Francis, the ladybug. And then we have Pip for Good Girl's Guide. With my special edition, I put Nightmare Before Christmas Nightshade candle. And then these 2 are my TBR shelves. So this one is all romance, a couple literary fictions. These are like kind of my priority romance reads. Then down here is a little bit more romance, thrillers, and the start of the fantasy dystopian. Got my new emos, macaron, jelly. Then I have like my coffee table books and magazines and such here. I still don't know what to do with those, so they're just sitting there for right now. Moving on over to the big bookshelves, we've got my bigger Legos, Beauty and the Beast Castle, Groot, Disney Castle, Avengers Tower, Spidey, 1999 Candle, Hannah Montana Funko, Eras Tour Shadowbox. Here we have the first 2 shelves are all romance. Up until right here is all sports romance, and here over is all like just full hockey series, and then the rest is like mixed sports series, so hockey, football, basketball, motorsports, and such. Some Elle Kennedy, Hannah Grace, Zane, Candle, Here's Library. We have Rory the hockey puck, named after Fake Out, Sugar Glider, Stephanie Archer, Rebecca Jenshak, Liz Tom Ford, Cap, Simone Sultani, a little heart. And then this was my rainbow random standalone books I had left over, so I just put them here still in rainbow order because I like how it looks. Cusco's Poison. I didn't really touch the corners over here, so we have just a random 11 and Stitch with the plant. Here is the literary fiction area, Taylor Jenkins Reid and such. Bo, named after Carrie Soto's Back, Sarah Adams and Megan Quinn, Penguin, Bunny, Pistachio, Lynn Painter, some other random ones. And this is kind of like the small town shelf, so we have Elsie Silver, Lila Sage, Julia Olivia, Debney Perry, and Butcher and Blackbird and the Bodyguard random because they fit there. Little mushroom with the candle, my lemonade, and Eras Tour piano. Alright, this is the last like adult romance shelf, and it's literally the same shelf that used to be up there. I just flipped them around, so the Addicted series and my Allie Hazelwood collection with Cap and Spidey. I'm missing Infinity War Steve. I just have no idea where he is in my closet somewhere, so I'll find him one day and put him out. Here we have, this is all YA. Got a little disco ball, YA romance, Heartstopper, To All the Boys, and then Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Inheritance Games, and Naturals. And then just some more random thrillers. This is the dystopian shelf starting into fantasy at the end. We have Styles Stilinski. I just realized that I put them on the same shelf. I didn't intentionally do it. It just, I guess, happened. Lunar Chronicles. Hunger Games is back there. Divergent, my new copies. Shadow Me selection. Then over here some random fantasy. Still Cube, Fourth Wing, Powerless, Shadows Between Us, and then Violet the Dragon. More fantasy. Trisha Levenseller, Yelena, Shadowhunter, Zodiac Academy, and then Colleen Hoover on the end. And then down here is just random stuff. So we have my original copies of Divergent, which I will never be getting rid of. John Green, and then just some random other YA romance books and holiday romance books. And then here on this way starts the rest of my TBR. So some John Green, some Disney books, more fantasy and dystopian with a couple more thrillers there. And then these are just more coffee table books and magazines and such. So that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.